Hey there, I'm Amber Anderson. I'm a leadership coach. Specifically, I help highly sensitive leaders learn how to maximize their impact in a way that is authentic, joyful, and expansive through content, coaching, and community. You have probably heard me say that there's an empathy deficit in leadership these days, and I believe highly sensitive leaders were born to fill that gap. I want to take this idea a step further today and turn it inward for this video. We're talking about compassion, but more specifically, we're going to dive into self compassion and why I think it's a non negotiable skill if you want to be a high impact and soul centered leader. So let's dive in. I first want to touch on the difference between empathy and compassion. They're closely related concepts, but there are some important, distinct differences. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another person. It involves putting yourself in someone else's shoes, experiencing their emotions, and being able to comprehend their perspective. Empathy doesn't necessarily involve taking action, it's more about understanding and connecting emotionally. Compassion, on the other hand, goes beyond understanding and sharing feelings. It includes a desire to alleviate suffering and distress of others. It involves a genuine concern for the well being of others and a motivation to help or support them. Compassion often leads to action, and it implies a willingness to actively contribute to the relief of someone else's suffering. So, while empathy is about understanding and sharing emotions, compassion adds the element of a genuine desire to help and to take action to alleviate suffering. Empathy is more about feeling with someone, while compassion is about feeling for someone and being motivated to make a positive difference in their situation. But I said we'd be talking specifically about self compassion today, so let's define that too. Self compassion refers to the practice of extending compassion and kindness to oneself during times of suffering, failure, or challenges. It involves treating yourself with the same care, understanding, and support that you would offer a friend in a difficult situation. The opposite of self compassion would be something like self criticism or self judgment. This involves being harsh, critical, and unsupportive toward yourself, especially in the face of difficulties, failures, or perceived inadequacies. Instead of offering understanding and kindness, individuals who engage in self criticism may engage in negative self talk, blame themselves excessively, and magnifying their mistakes or shortcomings. So, I'm going to share with you two lists of key characteristics. One list is for self criticism, the other is for self judgment. And I want to ask you, which list of key characteristics do you think more accurately represents where you are right now? And by the way, these key characteristics came from Dr. Kristen Neff, who's a pioneering research in the field of self compassion. Okay, list number one, we have self judgment. This is harshly evaluating your actions, behaviors, or attributes in a negative and critical manner. Lack of self kindness, being unkind, unforgiving, and unsupportive towards yourself, even in challenging situations. Isolation, feeling a sense of isolation in your struggles rather than recognizing that difficulties are part of the common human experience. Perfectionism, setting unrealistic standards for yourself and experiencing distress when those standards are not met. And rumination, dwelling on mistakes, failures, or problems without finding constructive solutions, intensifying the negative emotions that you're already experiencing. Now we have list number two, self kindness, being understanding and gentle with yourself rather than harshly self critical. It involves speaking to yourself in a comforting and supportive manner, acknowledging that everyone makes mistakes and faces challenges. Common humanity, recognizing that suffering and challenges are part of a shared human experience. Rather than feeling isolated in your struggles, self compassion involves understanding that everyone goes through difficult times, fostering a sense of connection with others. We also have mindfulness, being aware of your thoughts and feelings without being overwhelmed by them. Mindfulness and self compassion means observing your experiences with an open and non judgmental attitude, allowing for a balanced and realistic perspective. So let's just be honest with ourselves for a second here. Which list more accurately describes where you are most of the time? We're not in one camp or the other all of the time, but if you're in list number one, more often than not, definitely keep watching until the very end because I'm going to give you an exercise to help with that. So, practicing self compassion offers many benefits, including reduced stress, increased emotional resilience, and improved mental well being. These are obvious benefits to your leadership, but it goes much deeper than just reducing your stress. Like I've said many times, you cannot give what you don't have. If you don't have self compassion, you just can't truly be a compassionate leader, at least not at the level that I know you want to be. You would not be watching this video if this wasn't important to you. As you build the skill of self compassion, and yes, it is a skill that can be developed and cultivated, you can begin to authentically lead from a place of compassion for yourself and others. As you build this skill, you'll not only minimize the unnecessary suffering caused by being self critical and then judging yourself for being self critical. You know exactly what I mean, don't you? I see you. I do it too. We all do. But you will literally create more mental energy and increase your capacity to lead at a higher level. You'll even save time by stopping the wasteful habits of ruminating and overthinking. So, truly, only good things can come of building your self compassion skills. But how? As you know, awareness precedes change. So, step number one is identifying one place in your leadership where you're self critical. Try to think of a recent example of when you judged yourself harshly and spoke to yourself in a way that you would never speak to a team member or a loved one. Do you have it? Okay. Keeping that specific example in mind, I'm going to ask you to play along for a minute here. If you can, if you feel comfortable, close your eyes or at least kind of cast your eyes downward a bit. Don't look at me, in other words. So close your eyes, place your hand on your heart, and we're going to take 3 deep breaths together. Okay. Inhale for 4 through your nose. Exhale for twice as long through your mouth. Repeat. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 8. Again, inhale for 4. Exhale for 8. Okay. You feel more calm and grounded now, right? Which just happens to be the perfect time to remind yourself that nobody is perfect and that you are doing the best you can with what you have. So, I'm going to offer some thoughts, some affirmations if that resonates, and ask you to try them out. Try them on like you're trying on an outfit, see what fits. So, try out the following thoughts and see if 1 or 2 resonates. Whatever resonates, write them down and put it somewhere to remind yourself to do this quick breathing plus intentional thought or affirmation kind of combination activity whenever you find yourself being critical of yourself. Okay, so these are some of my favorites. I am learning and evolving every day, and that is a natural part of my leadership journey. I am resilient and I can overcome challenges with grace and grit. It's probably my favorite. I am deserving of self compassion, especially during challenging times. I lead with empathy and understanding, both for others and for myself. So that's your homework. Whenever you notice yourself being self critical, just take 3 deep breaths and then repeat that thought you chose a few times. You want to repeat it enough so you start to believe it. And you want to believe it so that you can feel it. The more you do this, the stronger your self compassion muscle will become. And remember, the benefits of this practice go way beyond you. Your team deserves the best, most compassionate version of you, but you have to be that version of you for yourself before you can be that version of you for them. But don't worry, I know that you have got this. Thanks for watching. As always, if you liked this video, please be sure to subscribe, like, and share, do all those YouTubey things. And also remember that there are 3 amazing free resources for you in the description below. One is 24/7 Q&A access to me, at least the AI version of me. You can ask any question on any piece of content ever posted to this channel, and you will get a customized answer back within seconds. It's super cool. Definitely check it out. The other 2 resources are learning assets. One is a learning guide that will help you build unshakable leadership confidence, and the other is a video course It's just about 20, 25 minutes long. So course is probably not the right word. It's a training module, but it will help you build emotional resilience. Also really great content. You can grab all three at the description below. So again, thank you for watching. I will see you next week.